Salmonan. As I can just imagine my comment section after this video. Penson, aren't you scared you're gonna get killed? Hey, Penson, aren't you scared that you're... Guys, the problem is there's a saying. They say, evil prevails when good men do nothing. And what we've created is a culture of a lot of good men being shit scared, rightfully so, your own life, your family's life, etc., etc. And a lot of good men saying nothing and doing nothing. And if you guys been following the news, you've been seeing a lot of extortion cases coming up. Crazy extortion cases. In this country, crime is just crime country lena is beyond understanding. We knew Uti emalokishini there was like a lot of extortions with the whole foreign spazas, and because I am a foreigners or my friend, we turned a blind eye and we pretended like it didn't exist. But we also knew it then went on to Paza, etc. A salon where a lot of these gangsters, a lot of these criminals would say, every week is funi malingag. And when I call Kalimale, yes. And these guys are fucking violent criminals, so they're not coming through like donkey pir nama okap. These guys are coming through with R5, these guys through with AK, showing a lot of violence. And what has happened with Tina is that it's gotten worse and worse and worse. There's now talks about Amasonto churches where there's extortion, where the criminals are saying to Umfundis, if you want your congregation to get safe or to be safe, every week we are wanting this amount. You're hearing it at schools. Again, people are getting threatened. You're hearing it in so many different spaces. I remember we did a case study when I was studying psychology, where they were building a bridge. You're building a bridge from Ikaseliwani over the highway to another bridge. To another gas. So imagine Koni Highway, and instead of people crossing a highway, they built a bridge. And they got these engineers and all these people to come, and they didn't do the due diligence of actually talking to Abahlali. They didn't do any, talking to the people that actually live there. How is the bridge going to work? So anyway, they built this bridge, and then they realized, people aren't crossing the bridge. People are still crossing the highway. They're still doing this dangerous thing of crossing the highway. And then eventually they got people to come in and actually question exactly why people are moving the way that they're moving. And as a result, Abahlali, or the people, the residents, were like, look, there's no point of crossing the bridge, because if you cross the bridge, there are gangsters at the beginning or on either side of that bridge wanting money, extorting abantu just for crossing the bridge. Bear in mind, they didn't build the bridge, but there's criminals who are extorting. And should you not pay, then obviously you are going to get violated. Should you not pay whatever the toll gate fees are to cross the bridge, then obviously a lot of bad things, I guess, would happen to you. You're going to get mugged or beat up, whatever the case may be. But it's just crazy how it's gone from just your petty criminals pickpocketing to actually extortion rings. There's a lot of talk within the transport sector around the Ono takes and things like that. We've heard these things. It's not new. When you're hearing me, this is not something new. When you hear about what Nkulego Mkhize, what he did for Mr. Delivery, the Ubi, we heard the voice notes. We heard the voice notes. So don't pretend like this is the first time you're hearing this. I'm the only person that's spoken about it. Like, this was on X. The voice note was trending of him threatening Mr. Delivery, Uber Eats, Taxify, you name it, within Richards Bay. And he was saying he needs 100 Rand, I think, a day or a week from every single vehicle. And again, should you not do that, there's obviously consequences of that. So you listen to the voice notes and you're like, where are the police in all of this? Where are the hawks? Where are people that are meant to protect us in all of this? Obviously, it's unfortunate that he also got murdered. There was a huge hit. We saw this again on social media. Again, where are the arrests? We're living in an absolute mafia state. We're living in a state where people can actually go on news and get interviewed around the construction mafia. They can say, oh, there's a construction mafia. Oh, let's not call them the construction mafia. Let's call them the construction forums. Let's not call them the mining mafia. Let's call them the mining forums. Literally, you go on Google or YouTube, sorry, and you type in construction mafia, and all of a sudden, all these news platforms, South African news platforms, they are interviewing well-known faces that are talking about the construction mafia. They are talking about the fact that in certain spaces and pockets of construction and in mining, there are extortion rings. They are talking about it publicly. Where are our police? Where are people that are meant to protect us? Why are you guys doing nothing about this? You'll tell us a case Mthatha. And Mthatha is well known for this. If you ask anyone that lives in Mthatha, if you ask anyone in the Eastern Cape around extortion rings, and they'll directly say, eGqeberha naseMthatha. They will tell you about the number of petrol stations that have to pay hundreds of thousands, the number of businessmen, the number of doctors that are walking around with bodyguards, who are carrying these huge guns, all because you have to pay just for running your surgery. You have to pay just for having your office. You have to pay monthly so that your kid's life is not threatened, just so that you can run a business. Police know about these things. Police know. There are countless stories of people going to the police station, writing a report, reporting these people, and then an hour later, they get a phone call. Or usreportile. Wenze loku. Oh, okay, sure. So I report the fact that I'm being extorted. 30 minutes to an hour later, I'm getting a phone call from a criminal saying, or from whoever, saying, Guti, they now know that I reported them. So clearly in that case, police are part of it. In Johannesburg, in KZN, in many spaces, we know police officers or metro police officers who actually own taxis. Think about it from a business point. If I own a taxi as a metro police, should they stop my taxi? Who's going to stop it? The metro police. I know the metro police. They are my colleagues. Obviously, it's going to become one in one. Now in this country, we've got kidnapping. That's another thing that's coming in. So a lot of this kidnapping is linked to a lot of foreign activities. Again, I'm talking about illegal foreign activities. So I know, Nina, you're busy. Zambia. I'm not talking about the person that you picked up at Wits and now you guys are no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about illegal foreigners. The ones that are undocumented, that are in this country doing a lot of criminal activities. Those are who I'm talking about. Now, kidnapping is the next big thing. Now, all of a sudden, they kidnap kids, they kidnap this, and they then call you to extort you for money. It's Pilarajan. And this country is rotten from the head down. What happened to Ramaphosa and the millions of US dollars that were found in his couch? What happened to that? The case just disappeared. So if our president, if our top political figures can be this corrupt, and the hawks don't do shit, and the top police guys don't do shit, who are we? Who are we? So now you expect, with the fact that when you're in a fish and chip store and it's getting extorted, you think something's gonna happen to you when nothing is happening at the top? We are corrupt from the top down. At schools, we are corrupt. We've got bullies that extort you for 2 rand. Imalo kerile. So you've got little kids, abafundo grade 4, every single day when Umawabo gives them Uma 1 rand 2, he goes to the grade 7 bully and he gives the grade 7 bully 1 rand. Every day. So our extortion is starting from the ground up, from the up down, and the little grade 4 boy can't even go to the principal because, again, there's nothing that will happen. And if it happens to this one, the other police will then beat him up. We've created a culture. And again, the problem is that good guys, good people, they don't do fuck all. They do nothing out of fear because we're not protected, And again, there's a lot of parts that are evil within us or that are corrupt within us, because Nati, whoever you working at the municipality, you now know there's a little brown envelope for someone to get a job. You now know okay, ngiyawubona my CV, but my CV yako must come with a little something. That's corruption. We are corrupt to our essence, to our bone marrow, and it's only getting worse. It is only getting worse. The number of hits that are happening in this country are only getting worse. It doesn't seem like Anything is happening. You go to KZN, politically, there's political hits. You go to Gauteng, there's political hits. There's taxi violence. There's mafia here. You go to Cape. I was in Cape Town a couple of weeks ago, and like there's shops that I enjoy in Long Street, and they closed down. They closed down. Restaurants in Long Street closed, and you're like, hey, what's happening? They're like, no, we're tired of paying the extortion fee. You know, the gangsters come through, and every day we have to pay, and we have to pay money that we have to pay money that we're not getting in from a business point. So what's the point? We might as well shut down because there's no margin for us. If we're making 50,000 rand a month, these guys are literally wanting 30,000 rand a week. How that doesn't make no business sense. So now you have restaurants and shops that have closed down because of this extortion. Guys, this is not anything new that I'm saying. This is not anything special that I'm saying. You can do your own research. You can YouTube this. It's public knowledge. The level of extortion in this country, it's open. It's open. The police know who these people are. They like it because a lot of them are that. That's the truth, guys. That's the truth. A lot of them are that. So they're acting like, yeah, we will investigate. Hey, who's investigating themselves? Why would you go and stand on a public platform and talk? Are you going to investigate yourself? Because you are the person that's doing that. Or you know that your best mate is doing that. We've seen so much money happening, and next thing it's in someone's wife's account, someone's cousin's account, you know, millions and millions of rands happening on the daily. We've seen this with KPMG. We saw this with Standard Bank, with their CSI projects, millions and millions of monies just disappearing, and next thing they're in the CEO's wife's account, on the CFO what account. Oh. The corruption in this country, and me and you, we do nothing about it because we're scared, and rightfully so. I can't blame you. You need to put your family first. And again, what's the point? Because you're going to open your mouth, your big mouth, and your big mouth will get shut. People get shot and killed every day in this country. Senior business people, senior political figures, and nothing happens. They don't find anyone. People could be on camera. They don't find anyone. People disappear. They don't find anyone. This is the country that we live in. This is the country that our kids are going to be raised in, our grandkids are going to be raised in, and we're just going to be victims more and more. Guys, I don't have the solution. I'm just starting a conversation. I hope one of you guys have a solution for us. Please let us know. Let's start this conversation. Let's start this conversation. Some of you guys might be bound to comment about your experiences, and if you feel threatened or you feel like it's not a smart decision, then don't do it. You know, don't talk about your experiences. Just rather just give a blanket experience that you've heard. That's a good one. But comments below. What can we do as South Africans? What can we do to actually rectify the madness that is happening? Again, from the top down, down up, whatever the case may be. Please share this video far and wide. Hit that subscription button and that notification bell. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And guys.